Hello gardening friends, and welcome to another gardening video. I'm Julie McDonald and I'm here at my home in Flagstaff, Arizona. And it is first part of November, and so the garden has died back and not doing too much in the yard, but there's a big storm coming in this weekend and I want to be able to collect water from that. It's very dry in Arizona and every drop of water is precious to us. And so whether you're wanting to save water for your garden or you're wanting to, maybe you live in a place where it's very moist, you're wanting to move water away from your home so you don't get flooded, this is a great way to do that. Now, water collection systems are expensive if you've ever priced them. They can be anywhere from 50 would be cheap. Usually they're around $100, even $150 to get a water collection system. But you can make your own and put a number of them around your home by using a simple garbage can or any other kind of large plastic container. I have my friend Scott Porter here, who owns Porter Maintenance and does all kinds of work for me around my house. He's just great at this. So he is going to show you how to do this. So Scott, show him what you do to turn it into a water collection.
So the first thing you need is a large garbage can that has no leaks. This will be pointless if it leaks. So get one that holds water, okay? So in terms of tools that you'll need, this is the most specific piece that you'll need. And this actually is sold as a kit at your local hardware store. Or if you're crafty and clever, you can probably piece this together with getting this item from here and this item from here. But they're rather cheap when you buy them just as a kit. So we're going to use the kit. In terms of tools, you'll just need some Teflon tape, a hole saw. This is a 1 3/8 inch hole saw, but you want this dimension to equal the dimension of that opening right there. So if your kit is 1.5 inches, use 1.5 inch hole saw, whatever. 1 3/8 and a pair of channel locks. They don't need to be this big, but mine are. And that's about it. So there's two ways you can install this. You can install it up high, which is what we're going to do today, or you can install it down low. If your intention was to fill this up and use it to water, hook a hose up to this and run water out to some part of your yard, that's totally fine. But what we're going to do with Julie's is we're going to install this up high, which actually is going to act as kind of an overflow prevention. So we're going to have this open at all times with the hose on it running to somewhere in the yard, with the idea that if the water gets up to whatever level we put this at, it'll flow through the hose and not just cascade over the top. Or if you're the kind of person that will just use it as fast as you can collect it, you can put this thing down at the bottom, and that way you can use it as it fills up. Obviously, if you have it at the top, you hook a hose to it, you're not going to be able to run it out. But Julie generally waters with buckets and stuff that she'll just dip in through here. So we're going to put it at the top today. Okay.
I like to have it filled up to the top because in some areas of my yard I actually use the water I collect from the roof to water plants in that area. So that's why I want this one up at the top. You can put it anywhere you want, actually.
Okay, so first step is getting a hole drilled in the side of this thing. Doesn't really matter where, but let's go ahead and just center it between the handles for aesthetic purposes. Okay, just drill a hole right here. Just like that. So this piece here has a rubber washer, and this part goes on the inside. This also has a rubber washer on it. You stick it through there, and then your rubber washer goes up against. So you want to have rubber washer, can, rubber washer. This particular one is what's called reverse thread. You know, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, but just reverse that. So you'd have to turn to the left in order to tighten it. Just thread that on there. Until it's snug. Hand tighten. Take your channel locks. And just secure it up. It's made of plastic, so you don't want to, you know, get gigantic on it. Just tight. Now the inside of this is threaded as well to accept that. Before I did that, or before I do that, I would just use a piece of Teflon tape. You know. And this is actually normal thread. So what I do is go counterclockwise. Okay, that was just for practice. I take that back. You go clockwise. So that when you tighten it up, it doesn't just loosen up this Teflon tape. And you just cinch that in there. Again, it's just plastic, so you don't want to really tighten it, but go ahead and tighten it to where it's pointed down, like that's hand tight. And you just keep that open, because if it's closed, once it reaches up here, it'll just continue to fill up. So keep this open, screw a hose on there, put the other end of the hose wherever you want, and you're good to go.
And this piece actually came from a water collection system that Scott had done for me, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I believe. And the garbage can finally just gave out, but we are able to reuse this again in this new can and get it to work again, probably get another 4 or 5 years out of it. And we have the big storm coming, and so hopefully this is going to fill up, because it is dry here, and I'll have some water. Now, what I do in the summertime is I will sometimes cover this with the lid, keep insects out or birds from falling in. If you have it under a gutter, you can also drill a hole in the top of your garbage can lid and maybe put some screen in it to prevent any kind of insects from getting in.
Sure.
If you want to go to that sort of trouble. I usually use all the water and there's no insect problem, but that's another option for you. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful, and have a great day, and God bless.